GB. Next up, the Streetfighter A and B classes. We've been used to seeing them mixed in with the junior power bikes, but today they're getting a race on their own, and 33 Andy Denyer there on pole position alongside him. 99 Sam Reed, and on the outside of the front row there, number 37 John Hardwick, and there we see the grid girls marching downhill. It's such a steep camber here at Brands India.
Yeah, brilliant to see these street fighters out on their own, and well, big old wheelie there from John Hardwick on the inside of that front row as they head up into paddock for the first time. Looks like Andy Denyer on the big 990 KTM got the whole shot. That KTM really pulling well up the hill into paddock, and 71 Steve Joy in second place as they run into Druids for the first time.
Yep, it's also a good start, I noticed, by Phil Page, and of course John Hardwick pouring the air there, getting it up on the back wheel. Well, he lost about 5 places in 5 yards there at the beginning. He's going to come down through Graham Hill Bend. There we see Paul Davis at the back of the field, but at the front it is Andy Denyer getting away into a healthy lead. Now, of course, it's only just over 1.2 miles in the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. It's a short old bit of track, and these are some big old piece of machinery to all round it.
Yeah, lots of little bumps and weaves and everything on this Brands Hatch circuit, and these guys are going to be muscling these machines around here. It's great to see the street fighters. As I say, takes me back to the days of Graham Crosby and Wayne Gardner, and I think these guys think they're going to emulate them.
Oh yes, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Gardner. Now Steve Joy there up into Druids, being chased hard by Steve Hodgson. Steve on the number 200 KTM. Charging, look, there he is, charging down towards Graham Hill Bend. It's been a fantastic innovation, these particular classes this year in Thundersport GB, hasn't it? Great to see these sort of sit up and beg bikes, and also the desperate. You can see some of these riders who have a supermoto background, they're absolutely desperate to put their foot down, going around corners, aren't they?
Yeah, just some fantastic views as we come through clearways there and on the clock curve. Andy Denyer was looking down at his machine as he came into McLaren, but he seems to be okay. And a great midfield battle there with, well, Steve Hodgson just getting passed by John Hardwick and Sam Reed. And yes, Steve Hodgson, hand up in the air, pulling out of the race. So his KTM has expired. Sam Reed on that 99 machine. Well, we've seen him mix it with some of the junior power bikes in the previous rounds, but he's only down in 4th place at the moment, Robin.
Well, yes, and up into 3rd and having a really good run is number 194 Phil Page. That's his Honda 600 in 3rd. There he is on that yellow machine, coming up through Surtees and McLaren, and he is the leading Class B runner at this point. There we see Steve Joy in 2nd place, and of course 2nd in class. But Phil Page leading his class, and look at the recovery being made by number 37 John Hardwick after that rather airy-fairy start. Look at him, he's charging now. He's 2nd in Class B. Well, he not. He looks as though he might be up into the lead. They're side by side running down through Paddock Hill Bend. Suddenly the circuit doesn't look wide enough for a couple of these machines, but it is John Hardwick who just leans, muscles, pushes and shoves his way, and he's up into the Class B lead in 3rd place.
Yeah, and Steve Joy 2nd on that KTM 990, being harassed by a load of Hornets behind him now. He'll be hearing them buzzing in his ear hole and desperate to get away.
Yeah, it's a gate back. Oh, look at Phil Page. He just put 2 boots on the grass, and he's lost a couple of places through that. And that's all to the advantage of Sam Reed there on the 99 B class machine. He's up into the head of B class now, and there's, well, John Hardwick trying to squeeze past Steve Joy to carry the fight to Sam Reed, but Sam Reed across the line. He's 3rd on the road, but leading Class B runner at the moment.
And there's the race leader, Andy Denyer, pulling away at the head of this field, but this fantastic battle for 2nd place. And, well, all 6 of them, they're still in with a good shout of the podium positions.
Yep, Bernie Price, we can see, chasing hard down towards Graham Hill Bend with Keith Sabine right behind him, and that little 6-way battle, frankly that could go any which way, but Andy Denyer looking very comfortable at the front. Not quite so comfortable for Steve Joy there. There's Phil Page. Now, having done a bit of grass tracking, I would have a suspicion that's not the first time he's been on the grass in his career, probably deliberately in the past. I don't think he intended it this time. But Phil there in 4th place, trying to get back in touch with the class leaders.
Look at this fantastic scrap for the Class B honours. Sam Reed just up the inside of John Hardwick. John Hardwick trying to stay wide round the outside, and is he going to make it there?
Oi!
Well, it's lucky they put that green bit there, Robin.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, they'll be grinning from ear to ear. Can look a bit iffy, this. They will be loving it. There's nothing anybody on a bike likes better than a decent scrap. And that's certainly what's happening for those Class B honours at the moment. Steve Joy on a Class A machine trying to chase, look here, Andy Denyer. But Andy's, well, a bit only and lonely. He's off up the road, trying to put the old knee down there at the top of Clearways. There we see Nick Bousted on the Ducati.
But back to second place. And Steve Joy is the sandwich in the Class B Honda Hornet runners. Sam Reed in that second place at the moment. Steve Joy gets the power down on the 990 KTM. Reed takes second place. But, well, they're going to be on him again as they come out of paddock, Robin.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. I tell you what, the order remains the same in Class B. I don't know how, but it is Sam Reed just. But John Hardwick, well, a little sniff of a gap at the inside. And look at that, Sam Reed just squeezes out ahead there of Steve Joy. So Steve, a bit of a Class A and a Class B sandwich because he's got John Hardwick right on his rear tyre and not far back, Phil Page. Lovely stuff. But up in the second now, Sam Reed.
Yeah, Phil Page recovering very well from that earlier grass tracking moment, right on the tail of John Hardwick now. Sam Reed at the front with a bit of air between himself and Steve Joy as they come round. It's John Hardwick. Thought he was going to get on the pillion there.
Stay on board, John. I tell you what, this is a fantastic race from John Hardwick as they go out onto their final lap. John Hardwick is actually a granddad. His son Sean, he'll be racing today as well, and there is a grandchild as well. John's only been racing for 3 years. He took it up because his son was racing and he fancied a piece of it. And he's already picked up his first podium visit. He's picked up a couple of trophies, in fact. My goodness me, he's going to pick up a piece of Brands Hatch grass if he goes like that as well. It's still in the lead of Class B, though. In second place overall, Sam Reed, chasing home Andy Denyer.
Yeah, comfortable ride from Andy Denyer. Got away from the pack early on. Smooth, calm and collected. And the run into the checkered flag. Fantastic victory there for Andy Denyer. But this is the battle for second position and the Class B honours. And it's going to be Sam Reed. John Hardwick still trying to beat Steve Joy across the line. A little wave of the foot from Steve Joy saying you're not going to have that one, but a great ride from Sam Reed.
Lovely stuff. Phil Page there, third in class and right on the case as well. But there, the overall results, Andy Denyer took the win from Sam Reed. Steve Joy was third, John Hardwick fourth, Phil Page fifth, Bernie Price sixth, Keith Sabine in seventh, Alan Patterson was eighth, Paul Davis ninth and Nick Bousted in 10th. And there, Streetfighter A, third place Bernie Price, second Steve Joy.